You see driving instructors, they're mad. Let's speak on it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kanyinsola. Oh, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? If you're new here, thank you for popping around. Click subscribe, stay, come in, you know, put your feet up. And if you're coming back, thank you so much for coming back. I make videos on society, culture, lifestyle, politics, bit of travel, and anything that I just think that is relevant and matters. I'm here for you, babes. I didn't put myself in any box. That's what I don't do. And I just wanted to make a video on driving. So I don't think I ever came and told you guys about when I passed my driving test or how that went or anything about the process. And I feel like it's very important to talk about because a lot of people are going through it. Some people might still be trying to get their license. And for some of us, we just want to reminisce on the madness that it was, because it was a madness. It was absolutely mad and it put me through a lot. So comment on this video and let me know about your own experiences of getting your license, if you have gotten your license. And if you haven't, let me know your fears and your worries, or ask me any questions, because obviously I have a license now. I'm joking. I got my license ages ago. Actually, I will insert the clip of the day I got my license because I was just so happy. Hi guys, I'm back home and let me show you guys. You guys, you know I've been saying I have something coming up. Well, I just passed my driving test. I'm so excited. I don't even know how to think. I'm sitting here, I'm just like, where do I start? Where do I even think? I'm just happy I don't have to pay for no damn lessons anymore. I'm just happy that I can now buy my car. I'm happy. I don't even know how to express my happiness and my gratitude. But you guys, the journey to this license has not been easy. And I'm so grateful to God Almighty that it is done. It is done. It is done. Thankful to God Almighty because my nail popped before my lesson. For my driving experience, it all started in 2015. Yes, 2015. Some extra money and I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this to go and learn how to drive. I had no reason to or rhyme to go and learn how to drive, but I thought, I'm going to do that. I'm absolutely going to do that. And I did it for like a month or two, and then I was like, nothing is clicking in my brain. I'll come back to this later. So I shelved it and left it. Shelved it for like 3 years and I came back to it. And that's when the journey of journeys started. So on my Instagram, if you're not following me, follow me on Instagram. It's Coingram. I was basically asking people how many instructors did they think I had before I actually passed. And I gave them the option of like 1, 3, and 5. Most people guessed 5, and you are right. And I'm so upset that you're right. I had 5 different instructors. 5. And let me tell you why I had 5, because all of them were mad. Even the one I passed with, he was mad. I was going to say apart from him, but he was mad. Everybody was mad. Everybody moved mad. The first one I had was in 2015. He would shout at me. Yeah, he would shout at me. And he would get a bit aggressive. And I was like, I don't like this. It's not a bit of my vibe. What are you doing? Calm it, Kermit. Calm it. The one was actually quite calm. I don't know what happened. I had a very long break and pause from him. Okay, so I just remember he would always make sexual innuendos, and that made me quite uncomfortable. So that's probably why I left. He was just a bit tardy at times. But he was my first fail. I failed when I went with him. It was this lady, enemy of progress, period. She told me, legit, she told me, she was like, are you sure you want to continue with manual? You might be better off with automatic. And I was like, yeah, cool. In my head, I've already cancelled her. As soon as she said that, I was like, you're cancelled, because the type of instructor will tell that tutui, is it tutui? What is it called when you're learning how to drive? Student, let's call it that. Will tell that student, like, just bin this and go and get an automatic. Where's your motivation skills? Where's your encouragement, sis? What are you lacking in your life that you also make me want to lack with that auto license? There's nothing wrong with just getting an auto license. Let me just say that. There's absolutely nothing wrong. But I wanted the flexibility of, do I want to go manual today? Do I want to go automatic today? I don't know. But let me just see. No, you enemy of progress. You got cancelled as soon as you said that. And guess what I passed in? Manual. Even though right now I'm just thinking, I can't wait to get an automatic car. I can't wait. But yeah, I did pass in manual. So yeah, don't let people who lack or have a lacking element in their nature try to make you lack, okay? You can do anything. Literally, like, all jokes aside, you can actually do anything you want to do. If you put your mind to it and if you're serious about it, you can do it. Okay, so moving on. Then I went on to this guy who was a policeman, and every day would have a new life story drama. And it was calm. And I mean, sometimes your driving lessons can actually be like a therapy session. So I mentioned, what, 4 people now? Yeah. Sometimes your driving instructor can be like it can be like a little therapy session if you have one. But it was mad because he was a policeman who would be telling me about how his kid was on drugs. And I was just like, oh, okay. You're going through a lot, sir. You're going through a lot. Absolutely going through a lot there. And I didn't just leave him. I didn't leave him because of that. I left him because his head just wasn't in it. And I think because he was going through so much in his personal life, I don't think he was able to teach me. I don't think his teaching was really into it. I learnt a lot from him, but he just wasn't into it. Kind of had to, you know, have you seen that Homer Simpson meme where he just that. I have to say that I have seen a difference between instructors that are women and men. The men tend to just really be like trying to get you to pass. The women want you to be a perfectionist before you pass. Depending on what you're trying to do with your life, I tend to prefer the get me to pass, because every day when you're driving, you will come across dickheads who are doing majors, and you will also come across people who are doing minors. It doesn't stop, babe. Just because you pass your test doesn't mean that you're not going to always encounter things. So I'd rather just pass and get my life over with. This whole perfectionist, although I did like some perfectionist aspects, because I still have it to this day. I do drive like a grandma, can't lie. It's just like, sis, I'm just really trying to get the license, like, hurry it up. A final one, my actual final instructor, he was a Kosovan man, and he was like an uncle to me. Like, we beefed every other session. Even on the day I passed my test, we had an argument, please. We had one, but it was actually out of love. Sounds like a toxic relationship. I needed the tough element. He was literally like an uncle. When I locked myself out of my house, he was like, do you want to come over? Like, my wife will look after you. And he was like an uncle. And he was actually, yeah, he would talk to me about his life as well. Honestly, everybody loves to talk about their lives when you're learning how to drive. Everybody, it's like a therapy session, like I said. But you just make sure you focus on the road. Don't get lost in the sauce, yeah? He'll talk to me about his life, his daughter, like things like that. But when it came down to it, yeah, he gave me some tough love. And I actually needed someone to just a little bit. But then towards the end, I was like, I'm over you and this your tough love, yeah? Leave me alone. Park it, yeah? Park it. But it was worth it because I ended up passing with him. And his wife was so proud of me when I passed. So I know his whole wife was so proud of me when I passed. He was so proud of me when I passed. I was proud of me when I passed. And it was just a great time. I did have some filler instructors. I would say I had 3 filler instructors. So altogether probably made it 8. But we don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. The instructors, the reason why I say filler was because I had one lesson with them, and after that one lesson, it was enough for me to say never again. That was it. I wasn't going to stick with you because at the end of the day, if you're learning how to drive, let me just be real, you are paying them for a service. You're paying them. So what that means when you're paying them is that you need to make sure that the service you're getting in exchange for that payment is worth it. Otherwise, what are you really paying for? To be inconvenienced? Excuse me, we're not doing that with my cash. We are not doing that. Especially if you're a student, you're working hard for that money. You're finding that money, hustling to find that money somehow. Make sure you find an instructor that is worth you giving your money to, and you actually want to be spending 2 hours with or 1 hour with, and it's actually like regularly. You need to switch. Don't let anyone shame you into staying with one dega instructor. If you need to switch your instructors, do it. Take it from me. I did that, and I'm happy for doing that. I tried to pass with the first one, and it was like, maybe you should go with automatic. I mean, I would have passed, but still, that vibe wasn't the right one. I needed some good positive energy. Even though because of an uncle that I passed with, I still remember him till this day when I'm doing something like a bit dodge. Like if I should have changed the gears earlier, I actually still remember him. He's like, I can just hear his voice. Is that trauma maybe? Am I traumatized? No, but some instructors, they leave a good imprint on your driving skills after they've left. I mean, number one, make sure you have an instructor that actually is positive vibes and is encouraging and is proud of you when you do well. Another advice I would actually give is, if you are close to passing, let's say, because not everybody passes on their first time. I didn't pass on my first time, so I'm not expecting everybody that's watching to pass on their first time. But if you are close, let's say the last test you did was one major and everything else no minors, I wouldn't leave it too long between when you do your last test and when you do your retest, because you build up that moment and all the good things that you've been learning and practicing can easily fizzle out. So if you, let's say you failed the first test in January, don't leave it till April to retest. So I remember what I did for the test before I actually passed. I failed it. I didn't wait too long. It was literally like a 1 week or 2 week interval. I think they leave it up to 2 weeks before you can do another test. I don't remember. Especially now on COVID, I don't know how you guys are doing. I went on a website where they find you cancellations. I forget what website it was, and they find you like cancellations, and I quickly booked one. Literally, I was not dilly-dallying, because it was literally one thing that made me fail, and I was like, yep, I'm not wasting time. Yeah, let's go. And that's my instructor. He was like, I'm not gonna give you too much practices, because you know what you're doing, especially if it's one thing that you failed on. Don't leave it too long. I would say is, don't worry about comparing yourself to other people and saying, oh, this person's done this, or this person's, don't worry about that. Don't watch them. Do not watch them. Another thing I would say is, don't feel the rush to get the most expensive car on the market. Make sure you check the price of the insurance before you buy the car. The type of car you buy will have an impact on the insurance premium you're paying. So use your head. So be smart with what you're doing. Don't just think you have to rush and buy the latest whatever XYZ series. Don't do it. Wait. Look it out, and if you want to get a used car, don't feel no shame getting a used car, because everybody in this life is a ladder. You upgrade. Some people might do a video on actually buying your first car, because that was an experience in itself. A lot of experience was gained from that time. I was Googling like crazy. So yeah, don't be watching what Jack, Alfie and Lizzie are doing, getting their first car. Just focus on your own lane. Literally, even when you're driving on the road, you have to focus on your own lane. Go to a good test center. And no, it's not about looking at the pass rate. How are the roads nearby? Trust me, when you're driving frequently anyway, you'll be meeting complicated roads. But what we're trying to do is just get the license. Get the license, okay? Then we can be doing complicated roads. Because if you're going to be driving from, I don't know, Edinburgh to Oxfordshire, you're going to need to know how to navigate different roads in different situations anyway, once you've gotten your license. But when you're trying to pass your test, make sure you go to a place where it's actually easy to like navigate the roads. It's kind of like a toy town. Very, very simple to navigate when you're trying to pass. Then when you've actually passed, you will be having experience in new roads all the time. I don't know why people try and pass in a place where it's like hella difficult to drive around, like super difficult. Because on the test anyway, they're going to test you on like A roads, they're going to test you on I got tested using a sat nav. They're going to test you on so many different things anyway, so you don't need to be adding a complicated area to that. It's a no from me. But yeah, those are just like things I learned through driving. If you have any tips for anyone else, put them down below, because I'm sure everybody has a funny driving experience. I'm absolutely convinced. I don't even want to look at how much I spent on that process. I was just more happy that I never had to do that again, you know. I was more happy that I never had to spend more money on that driving test or practices or lessons ever again. I was so pleased to Almighty God. Like, it's never gonna happen again. And it's so funny because now that I drive, my car maintenance is less than the whole thing I was paying for just to get the license. I haven't calculated it and I never will, and that's for a reason. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure you like it, comment down below your own driving experiences, share the video to anyone that you think would actually benefit from this, especially if they're going through it. I know now, I haven't even looked at the COVID procedures for driving tests, and just keep going. It's going to be so worth it when you finally have your license. promise you, it's the best investment you can make on yourself, in my opinion. Well, not the best, but one of the best investments you can make on yourself. And I really appreciated your time with you watching this. Take care and don't forget to subscribe.